Hello, I'm Stephen Missick. I want to say a brief word about my new book, which is right here, The Further Acts of the Apostles by Abdias of Babylon. And this is kind of a continuation of the book of the Acts of the Apostles. And many people are curious about what happened to the apostles from where the book of Acts leaves off. And we do have traditions. And someone was asking me, it's like, well, how historical is are these accounts that you have in this book? And I think some of them are accepted and historical, such as the interactions between Peter, Paul, and Nero and their execution, the death of James, the brother of Jesus. These are found in Eusebius and other accounts that are considered historical. And the stories of the Apostle John, John in Patmos, John in Ephesus. Some of these stories are passed down by people who knew John, and the same thing goes with Philip. Papias of Hierapolis knew Philip's daughters and talked to them about their father. So a lot of these stories probably are historical. When somebody asked me about that, I said, "Well, this is tradition. I'm presenting their tradition, but I do believe that most of it is indeed historical." And it's like, well, where do these stories come from? Like I said, you have Eusebius, the father of church history, who wrote around the year 325, and he was using older accounts and preserving them. But this book in particular, Abdias of Babylon, um, it, uh, the tradition is in this account, it's a collection, it's got 10 chapters. And so one chapter has three apostles in it, and then we have Paul. Uh, and one thing I want to mention real quick is the book of Acts is not complete. Paul refers to things in his epistles that aren't written about in the book of Acts. And most Bible scholars believe that, Paul, in the book of Acts, we have Paul in Rome awaiting trial before Nero. But it seems like he was released, went on another missionary journey, and then was rearrested by Nero and executed. There's a lot of reasons for believing that, and basically Titus, First, Second Timothy, and other things lead scholars. And I was reading this New Testament apocrypha, and the translator Schneemelcher was saying that the so-called apocryphal Acts of the Apostles represent someone writing down oral traditions from these places where Paul had visited, and these are stories that are passed down a few generations, and he finally goes there and talks to people and recorded them. But Abdias of Babylon is supposed to be one of the 12, sorry, you have the 12 apostles. According to Luke chapter 10, we have 70 disciples. And Abdias is one of the 70s, and he goes with Jude to Mesopotamia and to Babylonia, where he's ordained the bishop of Babylon. And later on in his life, he collects the lives of the accounts of the lives of 12 apostles and puts them in one book, which, oddly enough, it hasn't been translated in English before now. And basically, using ancient medieval sources, and descriptions of text, long quotations, I reconstructed Abdias to make it available to the general reading public, which I think is interested in it. So it's, people are curious about what happened in the life of the apostles. This is considered for a long time one of the oldest, most definitive accounts of the lives of the 12 apostles in one book, and it's very popular. But surprisingly enough, it's often alluded to and referenced and quoted from, but not translated into English. So now I present it to the general reading public, and I think it's educational, it's edifying, and entertaining, and important. I think we need to, at this day and age, to look back at the lives of the 12 apostles for inspiration, but also spiritual renewal in these troubling times that we find ourselves in today. So it's on Amazon. Please get the book. I'm fully illustrated. I think I did a good job on it, and I hope you enjoy it. So thank you, and God bless you.